Greetings and salutations, y'all. This week on Cash and Card Leather Company, I am going to be making my first really luxury-focused wallet. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I took the extra time on every single step, every single detail to try and make the most luxurious piece that I possibly could for this design. So I'm taking extra time on the burnishing of the edges specifically. I do a special technique for trimming the edges, everything, so that you have an absolutely perfect edge, perfect look. I even do some foil embossing. So let's get right into it. Right there you could see I was burnishing the pockets, and now I'm going to be gluing the two body pieces together after I adjust the red thingamajig, doohickey, whatever you want to call it. So I am using Thiebing's Leathercraft Cement. Fantastic product. I highly, highly, highly recommend. The bottles are super cheap. I should have a link in the description, but if not, I got to update the description. But there should be a link in there somewhere. I think it's like $2 a bottle, or maybe like $3 a bottle. It's a really, really good price. And these things actually last probably, I would say, like 10 or 15 wallets before you have to buy another one. So if you're a business owner and you're looking for a good glue to use, that's really good material costs. Anyhow, this type of glue, you put it on there and you have to wait until it kind of dries to clear before you stick them together. And that just makes sure you don't have any extra liquid in there. And that'll cause you problems later if you do have extra liquid. So yeah, I'm just applying, and I don't show it on camera, but like there's like 15 minutes of dry time for this in between there. So here we are. Yeah, this is the old dead time that I used to have. After you get out of the zone of commentating for a little while, you end up, this happens because you end up just having a lot of dead time. Yeah, that's just how I edit my videos. I basically, I was talking to a buddy of mine on Instagram the other day, and we were talking about doing YouTube videos, and he was asking some questions because he hadn't gotten into it quite yet. And I just told him my entire YouTube strategy is filming a bunch of clips of what I'm working on, slapping it into a timeline, time-lapsing it all, putting some basic-ass, no copyright music behind it, and then explaining what I'm doing by doing a one-take commentary. And that's literally my entire strategy. So the only downside of a one-take commentary is that you end up having that dead time and everything is improv. So in case you didn't know that. Okay, here I am I'm gluing the bodies together. And you could see there that the glue was completely, like, quote-unquote dry. So it'll feel dried out to you. Like, there won't be any wetness. But it sticks together really, 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 really nicely. I'm really digging these two-tone wallets that I've been doing. I did the trifold, and then I made a bifold a while ago. And I just feel like it just looks so nice and so clean and just like so classic. I want to get some more like luxury leathers, like more different colors like white and like grayish that you might see on some like designer type things, but like actually good leather, because if you didn't know, designer leather sucks. That's a whole other video that I might get into. Yeah. But I want to play around with the colors more, but I'm really digging what I'm using. I kind of made a promise to myself that I would actually use all the leather in my shop before I bought more, because that's definitely a problem for me. Okay, here I am marking the glue allowance. So on this specific design, okay, yeah, there's the foil embossing. On this specific design, the glue allowance includes the stitch allowance and the trim allowance. So because there's so many layers stacked together on this wallet, I end up trimming some off after I glue, like about 1/8 of an inch, off all the edges to get a perfect, like a perfect edge. And I actually trimmed it with my die, which is why I'm saying I use like a special technique, because the edge is awesome. It's like I cannot stop just like holding it, and I have the wallet here in front of me, and just like here's a little listen to this noise. See that clicking? That is the sound of a fucking perfect leather edge. So, regardless, yeah. Here I am gluing on the pockets, and again, just waiting for that to dry clear, and then sticking it on there. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Yeah. This side was originally, I made it to hold the cash, but as it turns out, it actually works way better for the cards, and the card pocket works better for the cash. I figured that out kind of just playing around with it, because you can hold a lot more cards in the big pocket than you can in the smaller pocket. Yeah, one thing you got to make sure with these glue bottles, if you leave them open, like if you leave the top unlocked, glue will accumulate in the nozzle, and sometimes it'll just straight up dry and you won't be able to use it. So definitely make sure to close those nozzle caps when you're done. Keep the glue white or wet. Okay, yeah, so more dead time. Good God. Maybe one day I'll do more scripted stuff, but you know what? This is me right now, so this is my vibe. Oh, by the way, I have been uploading stuff way more on my Instagram lately, and I'm going to try and stay more consistent with that. If you want to see what I'm doing day in, day out, definitely follow me over on Instagram. I will try to put a actually, I have something in the description. It's like at the top of the description that has my Instagram handle. It's i.am.nikola_Arangelovich. I'll try and put it on the screen. If I forget, it's in the description. I do Instagram stories, and you'll see like several posts from me a day usually of just what I'm working on, if you want a more like live view, so to speak. Yeah, so I'm hammering down the edges and getting them glued on. And so the next bit, I'm going to mark how much I need to trim. And I don't actually show trimming it because I was kind of trying out. I've never trimmed it with a die before. So I kind of wanted to try it out off screen before I do it for a video. So, but it turned out really, really well. Oh yeah, and I was going to do a snap. I was going to do a snap to get it to go perfect, but I didn't, like a snap, and then it all of a sudden unsnaps and it's like perfect, but I didn't end up actually doing that. Okay, yeah, I wanted to get a really close-up shot. I really, really like this close-up shot. I'm trying to do more of those, so you can see how perfect this edge is. I mean, this is easily the nicest edge I've ever had on a product, and then I'm just using that nice Little King Supply beveler. Oh my God. Okay, the edges get a little messed up. I hit a soft spot on this brown pocket right there, you can see. So that is a lesson for me to be more careful about which parts of the leather I use. I end up using all of it, and some of it I probably shouldn't use because you get looser grain like in stretch areas, and then that tends to happen. So that's just a reminder for everyone. Okay, now we're back with the Tokenol. I only show putting on one coat, but I want to give you an idea of how much I put on. I put on, I think, 3 coats of Tokenol. I spent a total of probably 30 minutes on the edges alone, and the entire project took me like 45 minutes, I think. And even after 30 minutes of of doing it, I didn't get the edges completely glossy. What it took, so I did three coats of this Tokonol, and then I came in this morning and I was sitting down at my desk and I decided to try something. I took one of the cotton bags that I package up. If you ever ordered from me, you'll see all of my stuff comes in a nice little cotton bag. I took one of those. I took some water, and after 3 coats of Tokonol, it took beating on some water onto the edges and then hitting it with the cotton bag, and that seemed to really do the trick. And these edges, oh my god, I just can't get over, like, these edges just look awesome. Because you can see all the layers, which I like. That's why I don't really dye my edges, is that you can see all the layers of the leather and what actually is, like, in your wallet. And it's just so freaking awesome. Okay, so for the sewing, I know it's not the most awesome angle. I'm really trying to work with what I have. I want to get this POV camera that I found that, like, basically hangs on a pendant around your neck, and it can be a little POV shot, so you'll be able to see, like, right in front, basically what I see when I'm sewing. I just don't quite have it yet. It's pretty expensive. If you want to fund that, buy a backpack from me. The profit will fund getting me that camera so you can see cool POV shots. But yeah, so I'm doing a 3.5 millimeter stitch length, and I'm using a Sailrite fabricator. I'm using V98 thread in brown, same on the bobbin. And yeah, this just works. I just love it. I love the slightly bigger stitch length, because before I used a 3 millimeter stitch length, and it just looked a little too, like, the thread just sat weird on the leather, and it didn't really, like, sink in like hand sewing thread does. Personally, I think hand sewn looks better than machine sewn. The only trouble is that, like, if you want to be able to sell your goods at an affordable price and you're not undercutting yourself, hand sewn is going to be a lot more expensive for the customer. So that's something that you can do, and I think I'm going to actually start offering the option for people to get hand sewn or machine sewn on all my products. Tell me if that's something you'd be interested in. Okay, here it's going to end. I'm going to be quick. Bye-bye!